Dun 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 Shows World.
Welcome to Shows World Gamers, Josh here, and it is once again that time of the week. That's right, as this week draws to a close, I wanted to take a moment to look at some of this week's biggest video game news stories. We're also going to jump in and look at the biggest video game announcement that took place this week. And of course, as always, we'll look at the biggest video game releases that you're definitely going to want to be playing this week. But do me a quick favor, if this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join in on the fun. All right, gamers, let's kick off this week in review with a few news stories. And, well, we did get another Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct, this time focusing on Mario Kart World. The big question going in was whether Nintendo would be able to justify the $80 price tag for the game. And, well, unfortunately, I don't think they really accomplished that. But looking beyond the game, it looks fantastic. We got to look at the versus game modes, the open world, and just a ton more. I am super excited for this game. I can't wait to get my hands on the game. Now, I did do a full watch and reaction video of the Direct, and I will link that video at the end of this one, so definitely check that out. Now, this week, we also did kick off the week getting the highly anticipated online first-person shooter game from Bungie, Marathon, shown off in a special gameplay reveal showcase. The game, well, it looks promising with an interesting visual style, which it seems like a lot of people aren't the biggest fans of that. It seems like people either love it or they hate it. I think it really sets it apart from other games in the genre. The gameplay is not super fast, more in line with kind of like the Halo style first-person shooters. I definitely want to get my hands on the game to see how it feels. The game is coming to the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems on September 23rd. Next up, let's take a look at some video game announcements. Now, a game called Mousework did get an official reveal trailer this week showing off a 1 to 4 player kind of puzzle / party minigame style game that is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 utilizing the new Joy-Con mouse controls. The game, it just looks like a lot of fun, and I will definitely be checking this out when it releases. No release date was announced, only coming soon, and it also said more jobs revealed soon, but hopefully it's around the June 5th console release. Now, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound received a very nostalgic announcement trailer this week. And, well, this game just looks really good, especially for longtime fans of the series, specifically the first 3 games, because this title takes the franchise back to its roots with a 2D action game. Now, the gameplay, it looks fast with tons of actions, tons of enemies, and large bosses. The game is coming this summer on the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2. The PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. Now, Forest Floor received an announcement trailer this week, showing off some lush-looking environments and a gameplay style that is, well, it's Pikmin. In the game, you must lead your growing colony of mushkin, they're kind of mushrooms. As you explore the forest floor, you'll defeat dangerous wildlife, you'll have to gather vital resources, and discover symbiotic allies that unlock new abilities. The game is coming to PC, but hopefully we hear about a console release soon because, hey, there's not enough Pikmin games out there, so I'm all for it. Now, Ikuma, the Frozen Empire received an announcement trailer this week with a 2026 release window on the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. The game is a 3D platformer coming-of-age story where you play as a cabin boy named Sam and his sled dog Ellie, who are stranded on an uncharted island in the Arctic in 1864. Now, the game can be played solo or 2-player co-op, with 1 player controlling Sam and the other his dog Ellie. Now, Speedrunners 2, King of Speed, received an announcement trailer this week. The competitive platformer is back. You will need to outrun, outjump, and outsmart your rivals in cutthroat online or local races with up to 8 players. The game is coming to PC this year, and a console version is planned for, well, I think it's coming in 2026. And it is scheduled to come to the Nintendo Switch systems, the PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series systems. Now, Dusk Fade received an announcement trailer this week, showing off an impressive-looking 3D action platformer. I really enjoy platformer games, and this game, well, it looks like something I'm really going to enjoy, so I'm definitely keeping this title on my radar. The game is scheduled for a 2026 release on the PlayStation 5, the PC, and Xbox Series systems, but hopefully a Switch 2 version is in the works also. Alright gamers, let's finish up with this week's new video game releases. And we are going to start with a late release from last week, as we did get new games added into the Nintendo Switch Online service, this time in the Sega Genesis library of games. And well, this is actually a pretty awesome drop, as we got 3 pretty fun games, starting with Streets of Rage, the awesome beat-em-up classic. We also got Super Thunderblade, a 3D arcade-style helicopter shooter game, which is a pretty tough game, and Cyber Police, eSWAT, City Under Siege, a side-scrolling adventure game, and we did check out all these games here on the channel, so I'll link that video at the end of this video. Now finally, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle released this week on the PlayStation 5, joining the Xbox Series systems and PC releases from last year. Now this game is an absolute masterpiece, and this was my game of the year for 2024. The action-adventure game perfectly blends itself into the Indiana Jones cinematic universe with an all-new story, and is a must-play for indie fans or newcomers to the series. Now, Lunar Remastered Collection released this week on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. The collection includes the first 2 Lunar games, Lunar Silver Star Story Complete and Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete. And it allows you to play the traditional turn-based RPGs in their remastered, updated versions, as well as you can actually play them in their classic original versions. And this is a ton of content right here. These RPGs are long. You're definitely going to get your money worth out of this title. Now, Mandragora Whispers of the Witch Tree also released this week on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. The dark fantasy game has you creating your Inquisitor from one of 6 unique classes and wielding blades and magic to battle nightmarish creatures in this 2.5D action role-playing game. Now, Rusty Rabbit also released this week on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 5, and PC. The game is pretty fun. It's kind of a Metroidvania style game, and I did play an early version of the game here on the channel a while back, and I really liked the gameplay, but the voice acting was very slow, and the game's pretty dialogue heavy, which I wasn't the hugest fan of. I will link that video at the end of this one, so definitely check this out to see what to expect in the title if you're interested in it. Alright gamers, that concludes this weekend review for the week ending on April 18th. The week started with us getting our first good look at the upcoming marathon game. Then, Season 2 of the television adaptation of The Last of Us dropped with its first episode on HBO Max, and I can't wait for the rest of this season. And the week ended with us getting a deep dive look into Mario Kart World, as it had a special Nintendo Direct showing off the Switch 2 launch game. But let me know anything we may have missed in the comments, and thanks for joining us today, gamers. Shows World, out.